Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. But then again, you know that, don't you? Because that's why you've tuned in. Because we say the things that nobody dare say. They might whisper it to the mates in the pub, but they won't say it on here or in social media because 97% of people in boxing are shithousers. Isn't that right? Today I'm joined by Sam from Essex. How are you doing, Sam?
Not too bad, Russ. How's things, mate?
I'm all right, mate. I'm plodding on as you do. I believe you used to be an ex-professional fighter, Sam.
I did. I had 10 professional fights, spanning from 2014 to 2018.
How old are you?
I'm 31 now.
How come you're not still fighting then?
A build up of a lot of things, really, Russ, but we can run through them today. And
Yeah.
it's still the problem is still here at the minute in boxing as well, which is actually just tackling young fighters now that they can't, mainly because of things like ticket sales and things like that. You know, for
Yeah.
the up and coming boxers.
Did you find yourself fighting on shows and not getting paid because you're having to pay for opponent?
Every time.
Do you feel that that both fighters on the show are doing the same kind of thing and both fighters are not getting paid?
Yeah, that's what it felt. That's what it was like. That's what's wrong with the small boxing at the minute, because half the time I should have been relaxing a lot of the time. I should have been at home, like getting ready for the last few weeks of my fight, just going training, and then.
Yeah.
I thought, right, now you got to go home and relax. You didn't. You have to go home and find people to sell these tickets to, and you had to go in and collect money. And I was up till like 2 a.m, so I was never recovering, Russ. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I got in the ring, I was exhausted.
What was you mentally exhausted? You mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and then physically as well, because I was out in the car dropping off these tickets, and my body needed to recover, and it didn't never recover. You know.
What were your record in end? What was your record, Sam, in end after 10 fight?
Yeah, 9-1.
9-1. So you packed in at 9-1.
Can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, 9-1. You packed in then, yeah.
Yeah, it's 9-1. Yeah. I didn't beat anyone like up there, but my setup was I was going to have 5 fights and see how I got on. I never thought I was going to win all these titles. I just thought if I go in there with the attitude, I'll just go as far as I can go. So I ended up coming out 10 fights, 1-9. I was happy with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could have gone on all these podcasts and said that I was this and that, and then you just make yourself look a helmet, didn't you, really?
Yeah. Do you feel that a lot of people nowadays feel that they have to put themselves out on social media and put too much effort into that and not the training?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. That's all they end up doing in the end. It just becomes about what they want to say next, not the next fight, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you think boxing's heading at the moment? Because there's a lot of... I'm struggling. I speak to ex-world champions every other day, and they're a bit disillusioned with it. What do you think at the moment?
To be honest with you, it seems like even since I stopped boxing, it seems to be more about the promoters than the actual boxers.
Yeah.
And what they're going to say next and what they're doing. That's all. They don't really take.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not having much luck with this internet, are we, Sam? Sam, are you there,
Yeah, go on, mate.
Sorry.
Yeah, the public signal.
Yeah. Have you got a laptop at home or a computer?
No, just on my phone.
All right. So you probably must be in a bad area, are you?
Yeah, I think it must be.
What are you doing with your life now then? Obviously, how old did you say you are now? 31?
31, yeah.
What are you doing with yourself now, Sam?
What I started doing is when I retired, I started just helping out in the corners.
Yeah.
And then I was working with a matchmaker. I got like quite friendly with a few of the away lads. like from overseas and Latin America. Then I started, it sort of turned into a bit of a job, really. I started helping them out on a regular basis. A lot of the lads, like you mentioned earlier on Dennis Hobson's show, you know, a lot of them have got a lot of losses and things like this.
Yeah.
A lot of them, it's touch on that subject. A lot of them lads they're not even coming over with coaches.
No, they're just coming over to lose, aren't they?
Exactly. So what I said to them was, sorry, mate, someone just rung me then. Yes, what I said to them was, look, I'd give them a bit of extra training. They could sort of stay at my house and give the home corner a better fight. So I work with a couple of them now. I work with a couple of the Latin American guys now. But they was some of them at the beginning, they were just dreadful. They're not putting on a good show. It don't look good for promoters, does it? But
so how I look at it, right? These matchmakers in UK know who is dog shit and who's going to come over and take a loss, don't they? Of course they do. It's already 100%. It's already in bag before they get in ringing it. So basically, fans are being duped, aren't they, in UK at the moment?
Yeah,
in my opinion,
100%. They know their lad's gonna win pretty much. That way.
What do you think's the best thing to do moving forward, Sam?
What with boxing?
Yeah,
I think it should be going into more of a direction where it should be 50-50 fights.
Yeah,
because. At the minute, it's a bit ridiculous, really. They're conning the public, but I don't think the public's not going to be that stupid for long, you know. How long are you going to... Because if you go, like I've noticed as well, when I've like matchmade sort of a few fights in other countries, they normally ask what their rating is and things like this. It seems in Britain, they don't care, they just want a body.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. They just want to get a win for their lad and pad his record out, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. They don't even, a lot of the times on the flyer, and they don't even put the guy's record on so the fans they never know what his record is or anything like that. They don't know he's just coming there to lose, you know?
Yeah, it's not good, mate, is it?
No, of course.
It's not good at all. So that's basically what you're doing now then? You're just in the fight game, just helping out these guys that are coming abroad. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I've got I'm building a gym at the minute. I'm trying to it's on my piece of land, really. It's just going to be for like youngsters and that, and pros as well. But what I'm going to have it for is a lot of the youngsters that don't have enough money to come to the gym, or mum and dad don't give them no pocket, they can just come there for free and train. Something I really want to put back into the community, really. Russ.
That's really good, that Sam. That's really good. Putting something back into sport.
Of course, because there's a lot of see, my dad never used to like me doing boxing when I was younger, so I probably didn't have much of a good like amateur than what I could have done, really, you know, because I didn't have the support of my family. But that's what I wanted to sort of do, something for the young kids. If their family don't sort of back them in what they're doing, they can just come here and they won't need any money to just go where they want to go or pursue their dreams, you know.
Just turn this off. Yeah. I've got a lot of time for people who put effort into boxing, especially in gyms and that, because without boxing gyms in the community, I think that a lot of kids would have too much energy on their hands and they'd be just going out causing all sorts of mayhem, wouldn't they? So,
yeah, mate. Look what's happening now. Look what's happening now with a lot of everything else. It's just crazy the way the world's going at the minute, isn't it? People getting stabbed, young kids getting stabbed, wasting their life, aren't they?
There's a lot of knife crime where you live in Essex, isn't there?
Loads, mate. Loads. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing charity work at the minute. Just helping out with homeless, and during the COVID, I'm just like a volunteer.
Yeah.
I get abuse of people all the time. You know, like you're just trying to help people, and you get people. Oh, sorry, sir. What are you doing here? What's going on? It could. I've been in a few situations. It could have escalated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Quite a bad knife crime.
Yeah. Who was the best guy that you fought, Sam?
Oh, what have I had?
As a pro or sparred?
Sparring. Oh, probably. I was down the Peacock gym for a while. Oval Mackenzie was down there then, so I got a few rounds in with him.
Yeah, he can whack, can't he?
Oh yeah. I've done me. I had to do like an assessment before I got my license, and I had to do it with him. Funny enough.
Oh, well, that bike board.
So yeah, with a board, yeah, I had to do the assessment with overall. So, oh, you could do it with overall. I was like, oh, bloody hell. Martin Bauer said, yeah, you do it with him. I was like, yeah, couldn't have found me someone easier to do it with.
He's all right, Martin, isn't he? I've met Martin.
Yeah, he's good stuff, mate. Old school play. Yeah, they made me feel that was a really good time for. I was really like good because I'd suffered with a few mental health issues in my time. That place was just a really good place to be. That gym it was amazing. Made you feel really welcome.
Yeah. When you walk in Peacock, you've got all boys to the left, aren't you, playing poker, Jimmy Tibbs and all them all with pinky rings on, you know, all them, you fucking slag, you know, all them. You've got all that East End crowd, haven't you? They all look like Richardsons and crazy, don't they, sat there? But yeah, first time I went in there, they were all... Hey? What? Sorry. What did you say? I can't hear you, mate.
No, go on. I'm listening. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just saying, first time I went...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. First time I went in there, I seen them all there. And obviously, I used to have a bit to do with jewellery years ago, and I always have a look what people are wearing. And I looked, and they all had them pinky rings on. You know, like what Mark Tibbs plays at Rolexes, and they were playing cards and that. You went, come and sit down, have a cup of tea. But good old bunch of lads. They must go there to get away from the wives, do they?
Yeah, that's it.
But it's a nice old gym. It's a nice old gym, isn't it? They make you very welcome, don't they?
Oh, mate, yeah. Just one of the best gyms I've ever been to. Everyone I speak to as well, they all say that somehow that gym is always got a place in their heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they make you very well. Martin Bowers took me upstairs and gave me diary, T-shirt and everything. Had a chat with me and that. The proper treated me really nice. And the proper got a bit of touch of class. I know a few of them have been a bit naughty in the time and that, but I think that builds... I think that builds character, doesn't it? And you've got a bit more class about it. Yeah. Proper old boys, aren't they, in there and that, yeah. But only thing I don't like about that gym, it's parking situation outside. It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got many tickets, mate, before. I'm sure I have parking.
Not from there. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare and that. And it's hard to get to as well in traffic, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So what's up your way, though, Russ? What's the main gym up where, like, you live?
Where I live, obviously, the nearest gym to me is Steffi Ball's gym. That's in Dennerby. Then you've got Glyn Road's gym. That's not far from there. Dave Caldwell's gym. There's Richard Towers' gym next door to Dave Caldwell's in Rotherham. Dennis Hobson's gym in Sheffield. Ingle gym at Winkerbank. Steel City gym. There's Chris Smedley's gym at Woodhouse, King's Boxing Gym. There's Mick
this
Whale,
goes on, doesn't it?
Yeah, Mickey's Athletic, Josh Wales and Mick Whale, their gym. Then if you want to travel about another 35-40 minutes, there's Nick Mannor's gym in Leeds. So there's plenty of gyms up here. You know, if I've missed anybody's gym out, I do apologise. But yeah, there's plenty gyms up here. So boxing's pretty busy up here, yeah. There ain't many. Well, the only shows on at the moment. Dennis's what he's putting on in a car park up here. So at least he's having a go, isn't he?
He's giving it a go, old Dennis.
Dennis is giving it a go. He's got something bubbling as his catchphrase. Pokey, stop kicking off. I've got something bubbling. So Dennis, you've been saying that for over 5 years. But I wish Dennis all the best. But have you met Dennis?
I might have done a few times. I've been. What promoters have I worked with? I've worked with Steve Wood. I've worked with. He's a good promoter, isn't
he? Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to sign you. Put you on.
Yeah, is that Woody?
I'm not surprised Steve Wood or Dennis hadn't tried to sign you because you're 9
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd sort of packed out by then, so I'd put on a lot of weight. You probably didn't even know I'd boxed at the time.
Yeah.
When I started going up, yeah.
Yeah. But, who do you think's going to win if Tyson Fury fights Joshua, Sam?
Do you know what? I've got to go with Fury. Cool. But you just got that sort of place in my heart. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury. I do. The Gypsy King. Yeah.
And do you think he beats Wilder again?
Yeah, but he's got that with Wilder. He's got that get out of jail free card, hasn't he? He's got that. Yeah. He's got that punch. that could change a fight any moment. So do I think that he's going to catch him? I don't know. None of us sort of know. But is he? I don't know. I think apparently though Wilder's changed his style a bit now, though, hasn't he? He's put a few videos up of him trying to box a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah. It looks like he's trying, but at the 35-year-old, it's a bit late in day to start wanting to be Pernell Whitaker, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, 100%. But see, he must have something up his sleeve to want his third fight, though.
Yeah. What do you think will happen if Mickey Theo fights John Fury?
Oh, God, I knew this one would come up.
Well, Mick's from down your way, isn't he?
Yeah, Mick's from down, mate, and obviously I've got a gypsy community on my dad's side, so it's a bit of an awkward one to sort of like answer that. But do you think he'll happen, or I don't know? You know more than me.
I think it will. I think it will. After next week, I've got another surprise for him all next week.
Yeah, look, Mick's probably like he looks like the fittest 56-year-old man I've ever seen. Come on the show, he's always in shape. He looks like a 25-year-old man, doesn't he?
Well, Mick's 57, same age as John. They're both 57. So
yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. No, give John his due. I know you have a laugh and a joke on it. John, he could fight, couldn't he? John could fight in the ring. All right, Henry Akinwande was probably. He did get iced by him in the video, but he was probably like another Lennox Lewis Akinwande, wasn't he? But I can see why you've had a go at him because it's the way John goes about it, isn't it? Yeah.
I ain't got no bad in my heart for John. It's just that I'm trying to narrate the story, aren't I?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%. So you're trying to sell something. Yeah.
Trying to sell something, and it's been hard work because John was the original guy who came out and said, I'm the best man over 50, and he challenged anybody. And Mick said, oh, yes, please. So a date were arranged between John's manager, Spencer Brown, and Mick, and they had flyers made and everything. And then shortly before the date, John came out and said, forget that date. Get up to this gym tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If you don't come, it's off. Now, you can't, I don't think that were right to do.
No. Listen, Russ, if I'd have done something like that, someone would have called me out on it. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you've got to sort of, you leave yourself open for things like that, don't you, when you do that?
And since then, there's obviously been back and forward and things have been said from both parties and that. And I'm just trying to get them together and get it sorted. All we want is a reaction from John. We don't want other people 20 years younger than Mick calling Mick out to take heat off John. John needs to come out and say he don't want to fight. As soon as he says that, that'll be it. I won't mention him again on my channel. There'll be no billboards going up, no whatever. There's other stuff planned.
Yeah,
none of that.
I don't think John's got it in him to do that. Do you know what I mean?
because his pride will hurt, won't it?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
So he's going to stay quiet and hope it goes away, but it ain't going away because it's just gathering momentum, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But what I'd do if I were John, I'd say, look, I don't want to fight you. I'm doing some pundit work with BT and I'm trying to clean my image up because obviously he's done things in the past he's not proud of. I just leave it at that. And that's what I'd personally do. But I don't think he wants to come out and say anything at all, you see. And which is a bit of a problem because everybody else seems to be putting the tuppence in. But Mick's just stuck to his guns, basically. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but...
Yeah. Did you and John actually make so, Russ, like back in the day?
Yeah, I've met John several times. I went to see him fight Neil Malpass from Doncaster for Central Area when I was 18-year-old. I met him there. I only had a couple of words, hello and all that. He got beat that night.
There's no shame in that. No shame in that.
No, there ain't, mate. No shame. But John says he had 2-hour notice for a Central Area. He didn't. He had 10 weeks because there were posters up in area. But that's John just getting his bit of a story out. But as regards after that fight in '89, I didn't speak to him till after Tyson won the world title, and then I seen him several times up to then until obviously that John stopped going up to Peter's gym. So whatever the families, and I don't want to get involved in that, but I do know John, and we've gotten all right. But I'd like to see him fight Mick and put it to bed.
Yeah, it's just a bit of banter as well, isn't it? Having a nice, friendly banter. We all love boxing. Let's do something in it for it.
Thing is, though, my argument is this: it's okay for certain people to call people out and say this and that, but when certain people turn it on them, Everybody's a hater and bitter, aren't they? Oh, Porky's a hater, he's a bitter. I'm just narrating
No,
the story. That's all I am. I narrate the story on here. I had a bit of comedy to it and a few statistics. And if Mick and him fight, I will personally make sure that some money gets donated to a charity. I don't know what. I think it's NHS or mental health. So I think that's a good thing. But don't come out and say you're best man over 50 and you'll knock Mick out and then say you're going to fight Mike Tyson and then go silent. Do you know what I mean? I can't abide that. It looks to me like the man's running. But he might not. He looks in good shape at the moment.
Yeah.
He might just turn up and he might punch.
I think something...
Go on.
Yeah. I think something will materialise with that. So very soon, I think.
Oh yeah, I think something will materialise. And who knows? They might fight. He might punch Mick upside down, and we might all have egg on our face. But I'll be the first person to shake his hand if he does. I said the best man won, and that'll be it.
Yeah, of course.
End of, and then everybody can move on.
But that's bringing the best out in John, though, isn't it? If you've done that, you brought the best out in him.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. If he
takes the fight and wins, he might thank you for it. Thank you for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, with his hands around my neck.
Definitely, 100%. But
who do you think?
But yes. Do you know what? I was going to say, with a few, like you were saying about a lot of people can sort of bark and they don't like it if you say things back. It's like in this game, I could have got up a few people's asses. Brand knows a few people and probably got somewhere. I could have been one of them bloody Ben Davisons if I wanted to. Do you know? But it ain't worth it though, Paul, is it? I'd rather just like sort of not brown nose anyone and just do your own thing, really, innit?
Well, Ben Davison is a brown noser, but he's got his son in there and he's obviously thick-skinned, isn't he? He takes it on chin. He gets a bit of stick. But yeah, he is a brown noser. And people like him and your Dave Caldwells, they've got no shame, really. And Gareth A. Davis, people like that, they have no shame. They have a... Yeah. The guy who's coming out now, he's gone into bat for Tyson Fury regarding the Joshua Fury fight not happening. Because Joshua said Fury's messed him all about. And he's decided to take it upon himself to take sides. And they do it for access, don't they? That's why they do it. They need access. Without access to hang around these people, they're no good. But my argument is this, Sam. I don't see Gareth A. Davis going into bat for the kid who's had 10 fights, won 5, lost 5. I only see him exerting himself into situations where we have Billy Joe, Tyson, Josh Taylor, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. I see him around these people. I don't see him around kids going for a central area, do you?
100%, mate. That's where that big boxing starts. They don't realise that. They've got to look after the young ones coming through.
Yeah.
Where's the charity for Nick Blackwell since he's been the way he is? What about for Scotty Westgarth's missus or family? Why don't they do like a little charity run day for that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it all they want to be involved with the big guns? Why not the smaller fighters?
Yeah, exactly. Because only 3% get out of boxing with the brains intact and money in the bank. The other 97%, nobody cares for, do they? And that's why I'm making a stand for scans after sparring, pensions for fighters, no more ticket deals, paid on the night up to 10 grand. Why not? Why should you have to wait 2 weeks for your money?
Yeah. You know, with probably Matchroom going over to the new channel, though, hopefully it might, with Sky Boxing, it might sort of open something up for the smaller hall boxing. I don't know. What do you think?
I hope so. I hope it does. And I hope Ed Robinson, Adam Smith, and all them from the Beam Masons at Sky, I hope they do that, mate. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
There's more to boxing than Anthony Joshua, isn't there?
Oh, bloody yeah, of course. Yeah. But it seems like that's all they want to sort of, they just want to sort of show that, don't they? That's all they want to show.
Yeah.
Lads are really punching each other's heads in for 12 rounds, like you said, for a Central or Southern Area title.
Yeah.
They're losing their brain cells. Do you know what I mean? For no one really recognising them, are they?
No. What do you think about these YouTubers like Logan Paul and Jake Paul earning 50, 60 million pound a fight?
Well, do you know what? First of all, they're bloody clever.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. I wish I'd have probably done that instead of boxing. Just gone on a Disney YouTube and started making a few silly videos and then offer out someone. They know, look, listen, with Jake Paul, they knew that guy was just a wrestler. But if we know, people can't be stupid, can they?
No.
People actually think McGregor and bloody Mayweather was real. Who actually still thinks that was real?
Mayweather carried it, didn't he?
Exactly. It's just people. There's people. They're casual boxing fans. They come up to me and go, "Yeah, no, that was a good fight, though. He was trying. Not at all. 100% not at all."
What did you think to Johnny Nelson's comments regarding Mayweather against McGregor when he said Mayweather beats him on fitness in the later rounds?
He's just trying to keep his job, isn't he?
He's just trying to keep his job, isn't he?
Yeah, just trying to say. It's just what they do. They don't speak their mind, do they? Just say what they're told to say. All these people on these checks, don't they?
Yeah. Who do you think's fought everybody in the last 20 years from the UK? What fighters would you say have fought everybody back to back and not fought bums and that? You know, who would you say?
Do you know, I like going back to, like the old school, but like back Henry Cooper is forgotten about now. Do you know?
Yeah.
Back when they didn't have YouTube and all that then, did they? All the old boys.
No.
The old school. But modern day, you probably say what, Joe Calzaghe? What do you think? You a fan of Joe's?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Joe's, but he had a good record. He wasn't beaten, wasn't he?
Yeah. Who else was there who popped up? Dane Francis was a good way. He didn't fight. I don't know. Dane fought. He was gifted, didn't he? He had it all, but such a sad what happened to him, wasn't it?
Oh, awful, mate. He was a European champion, wasn't he, Dean?
Yeah. He had the skills, though, to go all the way, didn't he?
Mm. What do you think of Kirtland Lang? Obviously, he's passed away, and may he rest in peace. What do you think of his career? Beat Roberto Duran, didn't he?
Yeah, I met his brother a few times when I went up to that. I'm sure it was in Nottingham or one of them. He's a lovely bloke, yeah. But really sad, wouldn't it? He could have probably still been about now, really, I suppose, for a better lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, when he beat Roberto Duran, he went missing for 12 months, didn't he? After that, they couldn't find him, Mickey Duff and them.
Party animal.
Yeah, he liked to spliff in a game of cards.
Party animal, wouldn't he? But what about we lost Brian London died a couple of days ago, didn't he?
Yeah,
the old pro?
Yeah, Brian London, yeah.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, sad too. He fought Ali, didn't he?
Yeah, good. Made a good contribution to English but British boxing, didn't he?
Yeah, Alan Minter.
Alan Minter's not with us no more.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? What do you think of Lloyd Hunnigan's career, Sam?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, good career. Really good. Yeah, fought everyone, didn't he? Fought everyone that was put in front of him.
Beat Don Curry, didn't he, for undisputed welterweight?
Yeah, exactly. But you don't really hear about him much now, do you?
No. Last time I seen him, he was really small and overweight, and he had a fur coat on, a fur hat, and this cane. He reminded me, them pimps that you see in New York films, like Pimpin' Curly. Have you seen that with 50 Cent? People need to watch Pimpin' Curly YouTube. He reminded me of him, with fur coat on and that. But
why ain't the promoters helping, sort of giving them a sort of leg up of trying to do something, carry on with boxing or things like?
This is why I have a problem with it. They're forgotten about Errol Bomber Graham now. Errol Bomber Graham's in a dark place now. When these people die, Kirtland Lang died, and I was looking. Now, Steve Bunce, right? I've met Steve Bunce several times. I had nights out with him. He tried to help Kirtland Lang. Now, I were looking at all these tributes to Kirtland Lang. I saw Sky Sports doing a tribute and all that, but I didn't see Sky Sports trying to help Kirtland Lang. But the more than happy to help these YouTubers and give them airtime and that. And let's look at the people who are in dark places like Harold Bomber Graham and Michael Gomez in Manchester. If anything happened to them, touch wood it doesn't, but if it did, you'd see tributes from Sky. But while they're alive, why don't they do something for them now?
Yeah.
Why don't the board do something?
Yeah, they wait until it's too late, don't they?
Yeah. They wait until it's too late to come out and put tweets out and Instagrams and all that saying what a great bloke they are and may they rest in peace. And it's sad what happened to them. Why don't they help them now?
100%.
slightly. This is something on the subject of it. I was going to bring this up today. It's actually quite. This is quite a sad story. One of the Latin members. I'm not going to mention any names. He was on a big show in England. I think he'd taken a certain amount of punches to the head. He was a friend of mine. He just boxed on a big show here, and I went and picked him up. I was looking after him because he couldn't get his flight back home where he was going. Something to do with COVID and visas.
Yeah.
And another friend that was from the same country as him said to me, "Can you pick up a friend of mine? He's stuck with immigration in London. They won't let him fly back to Latin America." So I've gone and picked him up, and this guy just had quite a hard fight. He'd had an epileptic seizure in my carpool.
Never. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That guy's never going to fight again. This young lad, about 25, he's never ever going to fight again. You know, like that's his boxing career over. He's gone home now, but that's it. His contribution to boxing, that's finished now. He's never going to get anything out of it, is he? He's never going to probably never going to have no money now. But things like that, they should sort of help people like that, you know. Yeah, well, this is why I'm calling for change, but it's falling on deaf ears. You know, when Scott Westgarth died, Glyn Roads were in a really dark place, right? Now, I'm not going to go into what happened on the night and that, because there's a few people's necks I could wring. But when Scott Westgarth died, everybody in that gym, they were all devastated, right, in Glyn's gym, all lads and that. Everybody were going to do this and going to do that, and people were going to try and help him with that. And some people did and some didn't. But he don't get a mention now, that kid. Scott Westgarth don't get a mention, mate. Don't get a mention.
Absolutely terrible. How are his missus and kids? Do you know what I mean? How are they getting on? Are they all right? Do you know what I mean? He's left behind. He's left behind a family, and it's just like, oh, mate, yeah, we've done your tribute. See you later now, isn't it?
Yeah. But whereas when it's football, it's a bit different because they're held in high regard. But boxing's got such a awful vibe to it, hasn't it? It's like when pandemic hit, boxing never got any funding from government, did it? They gave it nothing, didn't they? Do you know why that is?
Yeah.
Because who could you trust out of all the amateur setup and all them setups? There's AIBI, there's England Boxing, there's England Amateur, all them setups, and the professional people, the border control. Who out that lot could you trust to distribute any money to anybody?
No, because they don't keep it.
We know what goes on behind the scenes, don't we? That's what would happen. So that's why they didn't give him anything. And that's why when fighters fall on the sword, everybody's upset for a few weeks and that, and then they move on, don't they? They move on. And I have a massive problem with that. And that boxing border control, I've sent them emails, I've called them out on here, I've pulled them at shows. That they see me, let me tell you this, they run. When they see me at a show, they run or they put their heads down and say, not now, speak to me later, or speak to Robert Smith. They do one, mate. I say I want to have a word with you about pensions for fighters or brains. Go, oh, not you, Porky. Why are you always doing this to me? All of them, let me tell you this. Do you know what? They're all fat cats. I know where judges live, referees, Robert Smith, I don't know where he lives. I know where a lot of other people live. I know what they do for a living. I know what cars they drive. And they're all on free gratis. They're busy Friday, Saturday, and they're probably taking between $1,000 and $2,000 home for them 2 nights. Free expenses on top, free food, free hotel, free travel, bit of a jolly up in it for them. And they're not getting punched in the head. So I'm all right, Jack. That's what's happening, isn't it? And nobody is doing a word. They're putting their heads in the sand. Over £900,000 last year in expenses alone was shared out amongst that shower. No tax paid whatsoever. So all it is to them, it's a free holiday around the world and around Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, mate, 100%. Get away for their missus for a weekend. Yeah,
and I'm not surprised with some of the state of some of the wives. But let me just say this. So when somebody like me pulls them, they do one, mate. But let me tell you this, some of them take the missuses to them conventions, mate. I've seen photos. I'm like, what? They're all at it, mate. And I pull them about things like brain scan machines. Well, 900 and odd grand, they've done an expense. What if they half that and put that money away and got some brain scan equipment on finance or something, they might be able to give every trainer in the country or every affiliated gym, they might be able to give them some equipment. Or one gym could have it. Glyn Roan's gym could have it in our area, and everybody who's had a fight might have to go up to Glyn's for a scan the next day or something like that. It might have to go in the contracts with board or something. Do you know what I mean? Why can't we do that? I've got a structure and everything set out for them. I've sent them it, emails a lot. I paid somebody to even do it all, mate, out of my own pocket. And what am I getting back? No. I've collared them about savings for fighters, pensions, a lot. They're not interested. They just bury their heads in sand and pass the buck.
Well, I'll tell you, Russ, yeah, I've got an idea. How about, is there anything we can do now on the channel and my gym? We can raise a bit of money for someone.
Yeah, you could do a 24-hour sponsored cycle with you could get 8
Mickey
lads.
Theo.
Mickey Theo, me, I'll be up for it. You could get about 8 or 10 lads, get 3 or 4 bikes and do a rotation thing, and everybody cycle for 24 hours. Something like that, I'd have thought.
Yeah, what about a sponsored spa?
Sponsored spa? Well, we headgear and that on, yeah?
Headgear, and we'll have a little spa, and we'll try and do something for a couple of the people that we've mentioned today.
I'd be up for that, mate. I'm sure Mick would. I'd be up for that, mate.
It's up for it for school. I hope all the families who we've mentioned in this podcast, I hope they're getting on. I hope they're hanging in on there, really.
Yeah, I do as
well. You ain't mentioned about Errol Graham. I didn't know that. Is he suffering at the minute?
Yeah, he's suffering from depression, I think. Something like that. Depression is in a dark place and that. And I know people have helped him get past and that, but these people, they need a bit more than help because they've been smashed around brain, haven't they? They've been in ring, giving us entertainment, and then they're just discarded like rubbish.
Yeah, discarded just like that, isn't it?
The dreams can be shattered on the strength of a bad decision. I thought Errol Graham beat Mike McCullum. He lost on a split decision by 0.5 point. So 15 rounds in them days, wasn't it? If that had gone other way, his life might have been in a different spot if a judge had done his job on the night. Well, I have a problem with that. But yeah, you'll see, the managers and promoters and trainers of boxers are still earning money and have got good lives. They're not the ones taking the blows, are they? The fighters are the ones taking the blows. And we seem to not care about them anymore. Well, I care, but do the border control care? I'm not so sure. They might say they do, but what are they doing about it? These people are in a position of power.
Yeah, I will give them their due. When I went to the board meeting, it was like a yearly board meeting. There was a guy, I can't remember his name. He'd suffered a bleed on his brain through sparring, and they left an envelope and said, anyone want to donate any money, just stick it in the envelope. It's going to go straight to their family. And I thought that's actually moving in the right direction, you know?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. But were they handling the envelope?
I would not say.
Yeah, well, there you go, mate.
Yeah.
Well, you know, wherever there's money, there's problems. Wherever there's money, there's problems, mate, let me tell you. People don't do it from the heart no more.
No, that's right. It's all everyone's out for themselves, mate, and you know what it's like.
Yeah. So we need. There's got to be change in the sport of boxing before, because sooner or later we could be 3 years from it being like wrestling, and it all being a bit of a free for all. And I mean, I know somebody that told me the other day that there's doormen, bricklayers, and all sorts of people in the 30s, late 30s, all going for medicals, wanting to be boxers. Do you know what I mean? But board are not going to knock them back, are they? Because we're in the middle of a pandemic. So let's take the money off.
It's the white collar scene, isn't it? It's getting quite. There are more people from the white collar scene that are turning over. A lot of them, aren't there?
Yeah, loads of them. Loads are turning over. Loads. They can't get him in enough. It's chocker.
What's your opinion on that, Russ?
Well, we aren't going too deep on it. Everybody's probably seen my videos where I've assessed Dennis's shows. He's given 26 debuts in his last 7 shows.
Are they good amateurs or they were white collar?
I don't think so. And I've heard there's another 30 odd to come before Christmas. Debuts. There's no wrong with
busy,
giving.
isn't he?
Yeah, there's no wrong with giving debuts out. Is well, if you're only game in town, why not? He's a businessman, Dennis, isn't he?
Yeah.
But don't tell me the 50-50 fights, Dennis. Don't tell me the 50-50s because I won't be.
The problem you've got over there, Russ, is if you give them a 50-50 fight, all the home corner would lose.
Well, it's like I've just said. The home corner in 8 shows have had, before the fight started, they were on 26 losses. The away corner, 1,849 losses. So 26 losses, 1,849. They're not 50-50s. And it's resulted in 90% home wins, 10% away wins, 61-7 out 68 fights. That's not 50-50, is it? If it were, it'd be 39-39.
Do you know what I would do with things like that? If I was matching them fights, I'd put the debuts in with a lad that's probably just had a couple of fights. Do you know what I mean? So it evens it out more, doesn't it? It's more of a fair fight.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to see kids on the debut fighting somebody with 20 odd fights. Bad matchmaking. It's matchmaking to get kids out because kids on debuts are enthusiastic with the tickets to sell loads of tickets, don't they, on the debuts?
Yeah.
MTK never put anybody on last night with any debuts. You know what I mean? Dennis put another 5 on. Out of 9 fights, 5 debuts. I mean,
big bucks, though, MTK, innit?
They've got big
dough,
haven't they? Yeah, they've got the dough, haven't they? Yeah, they don't need to do that, do they? And Dennis's budget, to be fair to him, is a lot smaller than probably what MTK's is and Matchroom and BT, and he's probably doing his best. But don't tell me the 50-50 fights, because if you do, you should come on channel and let's talk about it. But anyway,
you watch Russ on the backlash now because people are going to say about me, oh yeah, Sam, you had journeyman, you fought journeyman, but be honest with you, I only did fight who my manager put me in with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. This is how I look at it. At least you've been brave enough to come on channel and say you love boxing and you care for everybody that's been in boxing, but you're like me, you want change, don't you? The board have got to sit up and wake up, but they're not doing that, are they? They're not going to, because they're old guys in the 70s that are just on a free gratis. It's free.
What I can do, Russ. Let me see what I can do in the next couple of years. Hopefully, I'm going to try and get my promoter's license, and I'm going to see if I can go in the right direction, and people might follow. That's all I can do in it.
That's all you can do, mate. All you can do is try your best and show a bit of class. That's all you can do. Yeah. You've shown class coming on here, and I'll take my heart off to you. Would you go on the boxing asylum if I could get you on there? Yeah. You know the Boxing Asylum podcast on a Sunday evening?
Yeah, 100%.
Would you go on there if I could get you on there, yeah?
Yeah, please, mate. Play anything like this, please, because I want to push out what I'm doing. And I know it's only on a small scale at the minute, but I'd like to get it on a bigger scale. You know what I mean?
Right, then. So I can give your phone number to Steve Wellings, who's the host then, yeah, from Ireland, yeah?
100%, mate. 100%.
Right, so all you porky piglets who are following me, tweet this video to Steve Wellings and say Sam Stokes wants to come on Asylum. All right? Thank you very much for coming on, Sam. You've been a gentleman. And I hope you and your family have a great weekend. I hope you're all okay and safe down there.
You too, mate. You too. Thank you.
Take care. Good steady driving. All right?
Cheers, mate.
Peace out. Bye. Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.